Hey everyone, you're listening to 5 Years Time with your host, Grace Black. Hey everyone, welcome back to 5 Years Time with your host, Grace. That's me. Oh, I went to get my coffee before even finishing my intro. That's rude. How's everyone doing this week? Now I'm going to grab my coffee. I still need to work on the side table. Hear that ice rattling? A little ASMR for you. So that I don't have to keep leaning so far away. Anyways, how's everyone doing? It is Wednesday and we're feeling good. It's Wednesday and we're feeling good because we've got coffee and we've got our podcast, and that's all we need, okay? Forget about the worries of the world. It's Wednesday. Forget about the worries of the world. It's Wednesday. Wow, Grace. She's coming at me with the songs today. Okay, let's pull it in. How's everyone doing? Honestly, I am doing great. Last week, I was in such an interesting place. As I told you, I was stressed over something at work, which finished on Wednesday, and then I needed to pull myself together and get everything sorted for Rosie's birthday on Saturday, which I did and went splendid. And I will tell you all about it. But in that, I feel this year or this time of year is like a very, I don't know what, like very triggering to my body or something. I don't know. So obviously, Rosie's birthday is around this time, is this time. So 2 years ago, I had a very traumatic day of birth, which, like, good trauma, bad trauma, it was trauma. Like, it happened to my body, and giving birth is a trauma. And I feel like my muscles must remember that day because I always get so sore and tight around this time of the year. And like I'm stretching, I'm walking, I'm trying everything I can, and yet it's like the littlest bit of inconvenience or stress for me, my body just like tightens up. Only this time of the year, like just tightens up. So anyways, I was dealing with a lot of neck and shoulder like tightness. I still have a little bit of it, but honestly, it's getting so much better. So I'm not even worried about it. Like I was worried about it for a few days there because it was like seemed like it was never getting better, and I couldn't really like sit up for some reason. Like sitting caused a lot of pain, and I couldn't focus on anything. Anyways, I went and got a massage. I started taking Advil. I'm very like I always say this, like, if you have a headache and you wanna take Advil, go for it. I'm not against it, but for some reason, I'm always like, "I can get through it." Like, it's just a little bit, and then, like, 6 hours later, it's like, I wish I had just taken the Advil, and I think the best time I learned this was after I had Rosie. I got an infection, and I wish I had just gone to the doctor sooner and, like, got the medicine I needed because I was like, "No, it's okay. It's part of it. Like, it's fine. I'm gonna be okay." Turned out it was an infection. Anyways, I should have gone. I should have taken the painkillers. I should have had the Advil. I should have been doing everything earlier, asking for the help earlier, and so I have that lesson in my head, but still I'm trying to implement it. And this is one of those cases where it was like the first day. I also like only ever think of like Advil for headaches and fevers and things. Like I never think about it for like muscle aches. And so I wish I had just taken it. And I'm at that point where I like had started taking it. Now it's like not as bad. I can actually live without it. It's going to be okay. So all is good. But that was my week. It was just a little bit thrown off because I was in pain, like sometimes things like that happen and you just gotta keep on trucking. Thankfully, I was able to work from home, and I was like not having to sit at a desk. I could like work in bed or work in a more comfortable situation. So that was good. But I'm already starting to feel better. So hopefully by the middle of this week, I'm feeling great, which would be today. So hopefully while you're listening to this, I'm feeling fabulous. But that being said, it was Rosie's second birthday on Saturday, and honestly, it was beautiful, wonderful, fabulous, and I think we did her justice. I really just want it like Ro is so fun and she just loves like to be excited and animated and have fun. And so she's just so fun naturally. So I knew it was going to be hard to like please her. Obviously, she's 2, she doesn't have expectations for her birthday. But like I just wanted to make sure that like she really knew that it was a different day than any of the other days of the year. So she had so much fun. Hilarious story I have to tell you guys was we went to, well, I did on, I don't know, Thursday or whatever. I was like, okay, I gotta find, I really didn't think about anything to do with Rosie's birthday. Like, honestly, I am not, I was not the person who was planning months and months in advance, weeks in advance. I was planning a day in advance. So on Thursday, I was like, okay, I got to figure out what to get Rosie for her birthday. I find it so hard to buy her gifts because it's not like she wants anything and like she has all her needs. So I was like, I'm just going to go to Walmart, walk around, see what they have. And I went to the toy section. Nothing was calling to me. Like, I'm not a big toy purchaser. Like, I feel like unless she had asked for something, I don't know, like, I feel like most real world items are better than toys or like craft supplies. I love craft supplies. Anyways, so I'm walking around. She's so into Paw Patrol right now. So I was like, I'll go look and see what Paw Patrol stuff there is. But it was all like gitchy, and I felt like it was just going to break or had pieces that were going to go missing. And like, I don't know, it wasn't going to be loved the way that it needed to be loved. Or I don't know. I just felt like there was nothing that was really calling to me that I thought like, oh, she'll use this every day, or oh, this will really make a big impact. Like, she'll really enjoy it. Like, I don't know. There was nothing there. So I was like, okay, like, let me go over to the clothes and see if there's anything there. And then I was like, oh, let me go see. I had a big debate on like what kind of cake she wanted. I don't know. I was like, maybe I'll make like a donut tower. So I was like, okay, let me go look at the donut. So I'm like making my way through the back of Walmart. Like, I've gone to the back section because at the back of the store is where the toys are. And now I'm making my way along the back. And I'm like over in the grocery section. And then I'm like, oh, wait, I wanted to look for like decor, like balloons and like a birthday sign or whatever. And there were these little, they're not action figures, they're like squishy toys. I don't know how to explain them. I don't really know what they're called, but last year for Trevor's birthday, I took Ro to Walmart to pick something out for him, and she picked out this turtle, and it's like squishy and kind of sticky. I don't even know how to explain it, but there was a turtle and there was like a bunch of different ones. So it's some sort of like collectible thing. And so she had picked out a turtle for Trevor's birthday, and recently she's like obsessed with that turtle. I literally can't find it anywhere. We were playing with it. You can like stick it to the ceiling or stick it to the walls, or she likes having it in the bath and sticking it on the bath. I don't know if you're supposed to do that, but that's what we do with it. Anyway, she's obsessed with this turtle. Now she's obsessed with turtles. Anytime she's like watching a show, sees turtles in a book, she's like, turtle, turtle, like loves turtles. And so we've misplaced this turtle toy. So I was like, oh, maybe I can find a turtle toy, and then I can find a few other of those sticky things, and she can get a little collection going. So I wanted to go to the party section to find those because I feel like that's where I remember them being, like maybe where like the gift bag stuff is. So then I'm now at the front of the store and I'm having to head back into the direction I came in. And so I'm going a different route because I'm going through the front instead of the back. And all of a sudden, there's this sign and there's these 2 giant big Paw Patrol themed boxes. And I'm like, hey, what is this? What is this? And it says $100 and it's this giant box. And I'm like, okay, what is it? And it's like some sort of airplane car thing. And I'm like, $100, like, is it like, what could this possibly do? Like, I just felt like it's not like it couldn't be like a car that like moves. It must be some sort of, I don't know. Like, I was just like, I feel like there's no value in this either. So I'm like looking at the box. It's not really telling me what it is. I'm like, is it just like a plastic thing? Does it even move? Like, could you even like, do you pedal it? Does it have a battery? Like, I don't know. So I look it up online because the box isn't really telling me anything. And then I look it up online and it says $400. And I'm like, okay, I'm confused. Is this the same thing? And then I realized it's marked down. So it's marked down from 400 to 100. And it is like a full moving like car situation. And I'm like, this is hilarious. Like, I have to get this for it. No way I would spend $400 on that. But $100, sure. Like, this sounds so fun. So I send it to Trevor and I like walk away from it because I'm going to the party section. And Trevor writes back and he's like, is it an outdoor toy? And I was like, yeah, I think it's like something they drive on the like sidewalk, the street, the garden, wherever. And he's like, you have to get it. I was like, okay. So I like pivot, turn back, and go up to the woman who's standing, like, because it's kind of close to the checkouts, who like organizes people into lines. And I'm like, hey, like, I'd really love this. It was like a huge box. So, and I already had a couple things in my hand. So I was like, there's no way I'm going to be able to carry it. So I was like, hey, I really want to get one of these. Like, is there someone that can help me, or a dolly or something? And she's like, oh, yeah, we'll get someone to come and help you. So I probably stood there for like 20 minutes waiting for someone. It was worth it because ultimately I got it home and I was like, she is going to freak about this. And she did. So we set up this Paw Patrol toy. Oh, yeah. Just on the action figure part, I went and looked and they didn't have them. They're not action figures, but the squishy things, they didn't have them anymore. So I couldn't find those, which was sad. But anyways, we found this Paw Patroller car plane thing. I don't know. It's pretty epic. And she like drives it herself. It's not like uh, uh, remote control. There's like a pedal in it and like a little, ooh, sorry, I just hit my mic. I'm getting hyped over here. And a little gear shifter. Anyways, so we brought that home, hid it in the garage, and then set it up on Friday so it was ready for Saturday. So we had it all set up on Saturday morning, and I blew up a whole bunch of balloons. She's like, I told you last week, she's obsessed with balloons right now. So I blew up a whole bunch of balloons, and she was just so excited. The second she came to the top of the stairs, she was like, she saw a balloon, and she was like, ooh! And then she was like coming down the stairs, and she could like peep through the railings and see more balloons. And then she eventually saw the Paw Patroller, and she was like stomping her feet. She was like so excited. And then we happened to have there wasn't a big dump of snow at the time that I bought it, but we had a big dump of snow after it. So our road is like so snowy. So I was like, oh, I don't know if she'll be able to drive it outside yet. It's the difficulty of a winter birthday. But we let her drive it around the kitchen for a little bit. But honestly, it's not an indoor toy. Like, it will put a hole in everything in your house. But we let her drive it a little bit and she was like obsessed with it. I was surprised how fast she picked up on it. Like, I was like, this is not going to be something she'll be able to use until probably the summertime, like for the ability to actually drive it. But she picked up on it really quick and she's like obsessed with it. And then we took it outside for a bit and tried to have her do it in the snow, but it like did not work that well. So then we put it in the garage because I was like, hey, it's going to live in the garage. No, 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 no. She needs to have it at all times. So it is currently sitting in our living room, takes up the entire living room. And she just loves to sit in it. It has a little like a little trunk in the front, so she like puts her milk and her cookies in there, and she likes to read her books in there. It is so cute. So anyways, that's what we got her. It was so funny. I'll make sure to post something on Instagram so you can see her reaction because it was so cute. We had an amazing day. Basically, we woke up, we did gifts, and then we did some breakfast, and we booked, they have like a toddler time at Sky Zone, which is an indoor trampoline park, and so only kids under 5 can go, which is like an appropriate thing because I took her once when it was like kids of all age, and it was like terrifying because there's like all these like 8-year-olds like zooming past, like not caring about their surroundings, which like good for you kids, like enjoy yourself. But I learned my lesson. It's not the best time for Rosie, although they do have like a little toddler area, but Ro, like if she sees other things, she wants to go do everything, right? So this way she was able to do everything, and it was only kids her size. And it was so much fun, and we just really enjoyed. So we went and we bounced. She loved it. And then we went to a bakery and we picked out some goods, baked goods for her birthday. And we went and got a car wash. She loves going through the car wash. And yeah, we just hung out and we did birthday cake and candles, and she just had so much fun. And honestly, I felt like she knew it was her birthday and it was a different day than all the other days. And now she's 2, and here we are, a new year for Roe, and I can't believe it. So yeah, it was a really fun day, and it all worked out. Like, that's why I feel like I feel like for us, like our family, the way, like me, Trevor, and Rosie, the way that we always take birthdays is we don't really put that much effort or planning into it. And it's kind of like when the day comes, whoever's birthday it is just decides like which direction the wind will blow, and we like go with it. And I feel like that's how we usually take most things, but I love that for birthdays because I feel like then you put no pressure or no expectations on the day, and you just wake up and you feel how you feel, and then you do what you want to do. Do you want to go for breakfast? Do you want to go to the beach? Do you want to go to a trampoline park? Like, whatever the day is, you just decide it, and I love that. So yeah, that was basically my weekly recap, was just a flurry of flurry of emotions, and it was a really wonderful week in the end. And yeah, so I guess we should get into what I learned this week, which I am actually so excited to talk about because I feel like this past week really brought it into like the front mind, the forefront of my mind. And it's something I've been thinking about for a while. But what I learned this week, let's get into it. What I learned this week, I learned that I am a sentimental person. You know what? I have been saying for pretty much ever, but like since I have been responsible for like moving from place to place and like packing up things and stuff like that, I've been saying that I'm not a sentimental person because I don't hold a connection to things like material items. I am so easily able to just get rid of things and donate things and throw things away and like whatever. Like I'm very easily able to do that. Whereas I know lots of people like they have this connection to things, and I always thought that that was not. I'm not saying this in a mere materialistic way, but I always thought that that was a sentimental thing. Like if you are sentimental, you have a connection to things because of the moments and memories and whatever that they've created. But that's not true. I mean, that is true, but I am a sentimental person because my connection to my memories is like my world, like my world. And I can't believe it took me this long to realize that I am probably one of the most sentimental people you've met because my memories fuel me and they keep me grounded and centered, and they're so important to me. I drift off into these la la lands multiple times a day where I just go off into my mind and into my own world, and I'm thinking about everything that I hold close to my heart, and it just happens to be in my mind and um not held in physical things. So I guess I've realized that I am a sentimental person, and I realized this because as Rosie's birthday was coming up, it was like I love to just whenever things are happening, I love to reflect back on the years past or what literally as I'm saying this, I'm like my whole podcast is a sentimental thing. It's actually like mind blowing for me that all this time I've thought that I wasn't sentimental, and I'm one of the most sentimental people I probably know. But I just love to think about like, oh, what was happening this time last year? Like on Rose's birthday, it was like, oh, it's a beautiful sunny day. And it was like a blue sky sunny day when we were going into labor, or when I was going into labor. And we didn't have lots of snow on her birthday. We had lots of snow the day after when we were driving home from the hospital. But it's just like all of those things, like that brings me so much joy, like being able to remember it for myself, but being able to have that discussion with other people, especially like when it's me and Trevor talking about something together, like sharing those memories back and forth, like his perspective versus my perspective, like that brings me so much joy. I just love doing that. And I feel like one of the most favorite things that my immediate family, like my mom and my brother and me, love to do is just reminisce about our childhood and reminisce about different memories and tell our stories from different perspectives. And I just love that. It is actually like my favorite thing to do is relive memories. And I have always said I'm like an elephant. Like I remember everything. I remember specific details about things and when someone had told me something or what I just remember so many things. And I feel like since becoming a mom, my mind is like even more like not like there's just so many more things in there that this podcast has been a beautiful way for me to reflect and start like organizing those thoughts into categories and making sure that I'm like keeping up with all of these memories. But isn't that just crazy that all these years I have told people I'm not sentimental, I'm not sentimental, like I'm the opposite of sentimental, like I could care less. Ah, ah, ah. Why would I say that? I am sentimental. And I wanted to tell you that I wanted to share this because obviously it's what I learned last week, but also like I want you to think about your life as well. And some people are sentimental in the fact that they like to keep things because those trigger those memories. Like if you look at something, it's like, and then that helps you to remember. And now saying that, it's like my husband is so like that. He loves to have the things in his life, but he also doesn't like it takes a while for me to pull a memory out of him. Like I might have to say 2 or 3 points before he fully remembers what I'm trying to say or remember the same memory that I'm remembering. But if he has those things, like he's capable of pulling that memory out because it's like a physical thing that you can hold and see and smell or whatever. So I like just want you to think about this in your world. Like, are you a sentimental person? Are we all sentimental people, but we just don't realize it? How do you keep your like what brings you that happiness and that joy when you're reflecting on different things? Like, is it by writing things down? Is it by keeping memory boxes? Is it by having memories in your mind and going off into la la land and daydreaming? And or is it being in the shower and like reliving scenarios or reliving scripts or preparing to say something? I don't know, there's so many different things, but the one cool thing that I did accidentally that I really, really want everyone to try because it actually just makes me so happy and like, what's the word? It makes me obviously sentimental, but I'm trying to think of the word. It's not sad. It just like, I don't know. It transports me back to a time. And so I just really want to share this because it's been something so cool for me and I think it would be really fun if you guys tried it as well and see what happens. So, you know how music, like all different senses, can bring you back to a time? Like music can transport you to a time. If you're listening to a playlist or a song that you listened to when you were in high school or when you were a little kid, like it can just bring you back to that. Scent does the same thing. And I so 2 years ago, or 2 years ago, what am I saying? 2 months ago, I needed to buy new deodorant. So I went to the store, and since me and Trevor got married, literally we've pretty much been using the exact same deodorant because I liked the smell of it. So I was like, oh, why not use Trevor's deodorant? Then we only have to have one, whatever. So we've pretty much been sharing deodorant for like our whole marriage, which means I stopped purchasing my own deodorant of whatever scent I used to purchase. But then I needed deodorant the other week and Trevor had bought a new deodorant that I didn't really like. Like I didn't like the smell of it necessarily and I definitely didn't like the formula of it. I just feel like it didn't work as well as the last one cuz our old deodorant had gone out of stock or whatever. Like they stopped making that scent. So we decided to try a new brand. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go get my own deodorant. So I went to the store and everything on sale was Secret. So I was like, okay, let's get the Secret brand. Like, and I saw there were two different ones. There was the one in the purple bottle, which is like a hard white, like classic deodorant. And I bought it in strawberry scent because that was what I used to wear when I was in grade 9 and 10 was strawberry scented deodorant, which I just like think was hilarious. Of course, a grade 9 would choose strawberry scented deodorant. Like that's such a weird, I feel like that's such a random scent. Like I don't when I want to smell fresh, I don't think like, "Oh, let me smell like strawberries." Like I just feel like that's so random. So I bought the strawberry and then it was 2 for whatever, and I didn't want to buy 2 of the same because, I like to try new things. Although I was not trying new things. I was trying old things. So then I also bought the gel one in lavender, which is in like a light blue container that rolls up. And that was another deodorant that I used to wear, and I actually wore that in the latter half of high school. I wore that in grade 11 and 12, and I probably wore it into university. But so I bought these and I didn't think anything of it. I was just like, oh, these are scents that I used to wear and like, so I'll probably enjoy them again. So then I got home and then the next day I showered and I put on the strawberry deodorant. Oh my gosh, everyone, I literally was transported, like transported back to those memories. Like instantly. It was like a movie where like you see everything flash in front of you and like it's like this scene and that scene and people and hallways that I walked in and conversations I had. Like it was an instant like I just like was obsessed. Like I just could not stop smelling myself. I was like smelling my shirt all the time. Like I was like, this is actually insane. So I was using the strawberry deodorant for the past month and a bit, and it was just such a fun thing for me. I loved it. I loved that every morning I put it on, and it just made me think of like a lot of happy times and memories. And I mean, of course there were sad times in there too, but I love to reflect on everything. Like I really love to just like remember all the memories. There's an emotion for every moment, right? Like we don't always want to feel happy, we don't always want to feel sad, but like sometimes we want to feel different things. It helps, right? Anyways, so I just thought that was so fun. And I didn't really think that much of it. I was like, this is just so fun. And then I switched over. Now that one finished. So I switched over to my new one, my lavender one, and I put it on. And the same thing. Instant. Transport it right back to grade 10 and 11 or grade 11 and 12. Like right back. And I just like can't believe it. And I'm wearing it today. Like seriously, when I smell that, I just think of like all the fun times and all the struggles and all the self-discovery and the crushes and like the new friendships and just like everything. It's actually like makes my heart happy to know that I'm able to like go back to that level of like memory. Like it's like a next step level. So, anyways, my point being is that if there was a deodorant that maybe you still wear the same flavor deodorant that you've worn this whole time or scent, but if there was like a perfume or a lotion or a deodorant that you specifically used at a certain time in your life, like please go out, get it, and put it on and just like be ready to relive those moments and relive those feelings, whether they're good, bad, whatever they are, just be ready to live them. It's pretty cool. Like that's probably the closest I've been to like reliving a real experience, which just sounds crazy, especially for someone like me who just loves my memories, which I've shared. But yeah, please do it. It's really cool. Like, do I sound like wacky? I promise I'm not wacky. It's really, really cool. So find a scent and maybe even put on put on a sound, a song that would have been from that time, and just like get ready to be transported back. It's fun to live, like not live in the past, but it's fun to relive those memories because every moment that has happened has brought you here. And like, I'm always grateful because like I'm here now and I'm doing something that I love. So everything that Grace did in the past has brought me here and I love to go back and show gratitude to her. So I please try it, okay? So that's what I learned this week. I am a sentimental person, and being sentimental doesn't mean an attachment to things or an attachment to um like having every single whatever. You could be minimalist and you can be sentimental because your memories are powerful and I love my memories. So that is what I am. That is what I learned this week. Let's get into roses, thorns, and buds. Okay, welcome back to Roses, Thorns, and Buds. Look at me. I just said it perfectly twice in a row. I'm getting better. That's called being aware. No, what is that? Like slowing down and actually taking my time. I don't know. But I was also thinking about when I say thuds, it's kind of fun because a thud is the word of thorn and bud together. And I always, when I say my thorn, I tend to spin it and like come with a lesson. That's just naturally the type of person I am, which is like kind of like a thorn bud, which is a thud. So, anyways, just putting that out there. But this week, my rose was having a beautiful day with my family and celebrating Rosie's birthday. That was just a really, really nice thing. And I needed that. Like, I needed that birthday to be something that felt really good for the whole family because that's not what we had last year. So it was just like a really great time. And I'm so happy about that. Now, my thorn was being so tight, like just being tight in my shoulders and physically, just letting my mental state affect my physicality. I need to really, when I get into times like that, I really need to focus inward and listen to my body and do some breath work and just like really stop and think about what my routine is in that moment, because obviously something needs to change. And I'm not saying that's an overnight fix. It's not. Like I did try to be aware, and I am getting better and feeling more loose and good, but I just need to try and not get to that point. And I also need to be aware that this time of the year my body like goes through something, and so I need to like be prepared going into that by really showing her love and giving lots of stretches and lots of time and just like really relaxing my brain and focusing on the things that are in my control and all that stuff. So that was my thorn, but I turned it into a thud. My bud for this week is getting into that good groove. Like last week was I was all out of sorts, so just like getting back into that good groove, setting up myself with a good routine, going on walks. Like honestly, the walks truly help. So getting out every morning, going on a walk. I'm so excited. I love this past Sunday resets playlist. I say every week I want to say like I think this is my favorite, but like they're all my favorite. And then like when I go back and listen to them again, that's the beauty of it, is that I can go back and listen and like relive that week's memory. Anyways, so I've just like really been enjoying making these playlists for Sunday Reset. If you haven't checked them out, please, the link is down below. It's the first link. That is our Spotify playlist for Sunday Resets. Every Sunday I make a new playlist. Honestly, it is so good. Like if that's your style of music, I think you'll really love it. And then at the beginning, obviously, there's a motivational tidbit of a podcast under 5 minutes, easy peasy. But so just like getting out, going on my walk, setting myself up. Even this morning, I got up, I took a shower, I got dressed. Like those little things, like it's so easy. I've said this before, but it's so easy for me to like not do that. But when I do it, it makes a big difference. So I just need to really go into this week with expectations for myself that I am going to get up, I am going to take a shower, I'm going to get dressed, I'm going to go for a walk, and then I'm going to begin like my work day or whatever. Like I need to set more boundaries or more strict start and ends to my work day and my personal life. Like that is the struggle of working from home, is it kind of just all molds together. So I need to like figure that out. But yeah, so that's my bud. That was like a long bud. Yeah, other than that, that is, I mean, I'm always looking forward to sunshine. So hopefully there's a sunshiny week ahead. And I guess we should get into our entertainment recap. Entertainment recap. I think I did it that time. I didn't try to go funky fresh. I just stayed with the same snaps and the same sounds. Good job, Grace. I'm going to take a sip of my drink first. So 1 second. Sip. Okay. Entertainment recap. I did it, everyone. I did it. I started a new season of Love Island. I couldn't help it. I missed it so much. I know I was saying this last week. I just missed having something to watch every night, a few episodes of. And like the thing about Love Island is, especially now that I've had the realization it's so much like summer camp and I'm such a summer camp girly, I just like love it even more. But the thing about Love Island is it's really like it's a lot of episodes, like 50 something episodes. Like it's a lot of episodes, so it takes a long time to watch. And it's like a really interesting storyline, because it's like a reality TV show that is edited daily, so like you can't really like spin it too much. Like you know that it's like a little bit more real than like if you were to watch another reality show that's all filmed and then edit it, because then the producers and editors can really like make the story what they want it to be. But this, because it's filmed every day and edit it every day, like they can only really manipulate what they have that day. They don't know what's coming in the future, so it's harder. I don't know how to explain it. But anyway, so it's just like nice to live in that world, and it's totally just like takes me out of my real life. So I'm just thoroughly enjoying it. I have a girlfriend that has like watched it all. She always gives me she recommends which season I should watch next. So I love to tell her my opinions, and then she can tell me what she thinks, and that's just like really fun. It's nice to be connected to people. So if you're not watching Love Island and you do like reality TV, like you should really do it. You can get the Hey You app. It's like only a few bucks a month. I mean, the app itself sucks, but it has the content on it. So if you download it and are like, oh, this interface is the worst, like, I'm not telling you it's good, but the content is there. Anyway, so I'm watching Love Island again, which has been enjoyable. I did start, I'm all caught up on Euphoria, which, oh, this season is so good. And not last week's episode, or I guess this week. I haven't watched this week's episode yet because I'm filming this on Sunday and it is Wednesday when this is coming out. But 2 weeks ago was like an amazing episode. This probably makes no sense to you because I don't know what the titles are. But if you're watching Euphoria, yes. If you're not watching Euphoria, watch it. It's so good. I just love everything about it and the artisticness. Oh, I just love it. The music, oh, it's so good. It also just makes me like so on edge. So I always feel like I don't know what's gonna happen. But yeah, so I'm really enjoying that. I also started on Netflix the second season of Sweet Magnolias, which is like such a Hallmark. I don't know if you can hear Rosie in the background. If you can, I'm sorry. But anyways, it's such a Hallmark movie, like, but in a series, and it's like corny, but it has a little bit of drama. I don't know, and it's like I don't know, but something about it I just really enjoy. So that's just been a like sweet show to watch. I didn't know a second season was coming, so it was a nice surprise. So I've been watching Sweet Magnolias. If you haven't watched it, you should watch it if you like Hallmark movies. Um because it's like that but in a TV show. It's kind of like River Island, River what is that show called? There's another show on Netflix. River something. It's just not coming to me today. But anyways, I'm enjoying that. I do need to still watch Ozark, but we'll get around to that because I'll watch that with Trevor. But I have so much stuff on my plate right now. I watched the season finale of Just Like That. I really liked how they ended it. Did you? Like, I really enjoyed how they ended it. I thought it was sweet. Is that it? Is it over? Like it was a reboot one season? I'm assuming that's what it was. But I thought the ending was sweet. I did like the series overall. It was good. Yeah, what else did I watch? I finished Below Deck, which it was whatever. I honestly, that season was like okay. I wasn't like super into it. I'm trying to think. I love when like the cast just loves each other, which rarely happens, but because it gives you that summer camp vibe. Like I'm clearly a summer camp girly, but this one I feel like there was like I don't know, the drama wasn't it was just like I feel like Below Deck themselves should have probably got rid of one of the main characters earlier on in the episode because of something that she had said. And so when they carried it out, it was kind of just like the inevitable is that this person shouldn't be here. So I just feels weird. I don't know. So I guess this week I'll be watching the after. I always call it after the final rose, but like after the Below Deck. I don't know what it's called after. I think it's like live with Andy Cohen. No, what am I saying? Who is Andy Cohen? I don't even know. Anyways, the after show when all the cast come back and debrief, like that'll be interesting to hear. But yeah, other than that, whatever. But yeah, that's what I'm watching. What I'm listening to is down below on my Spotify playlist. Go check it out. And yeah, I guess that's the end, guys. Thanks for listening. I look forward to coming back next week on Sunday for another Sunday reset. And Wednesday, of course. Oh, we have a special guest next week. Ooh, okay. That's all I'm giving you as a spoiler. So look forward to all that and let me know what you think. Please tell me if you try out the scent trick and getting a different deodorant or getting an old deodorant, not an old deodorant, but like getting a deodorant smell or a perfume or lotion or whatever. I'd love to hear how that makes you feel, where it transports you to. It's so fun, I promise. And other than that, wishing you a beautiful week ahead. Love you all. Mwah! Bye.